As we are live and rolling. Put my little timer thingy on. There we go. So that I know where we're at. But yeah, no, I've done lots of different jobs where I've showed up on the wrong days, like stat days. That was the only time. Because I'm like, I show up to work. I'm like, man, it's really quiet. Where the hell is everybody? Then you show up and it's like, oh, today's a stat. I'm an idiot. I remember I used to work.
I hate days like that.
Yeah, I used to do cleanup at the mill, and I did that one time when the whole thing was shut down. And I like show up, and none of the machines are running, nothing's going. I'm like, wow. I'm like, everybody's just slept in, or like, what the hell's going on here? Go inside, start everything up, get my stuff rolling. I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, man, nobody is here. I'm like, what? Did something happen or something? So I call my boss. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, it's a stat, dude. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, okay, shut everything down, roll it back together. I'm like, okay. But that's pretty easy to do when you're working all the time. Seems to be the going rate.
Yeah. Confuse yourself every day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just the way she goes. I think that's all the wood that was down over here, eh? Pretty sure. Man, my frame rate is absolutely dreadful on this thing right now. I wonder why it does this. I think it's just this video card, to be honest. The Titan is not a gaming card. It's just not.
I was just about to ask what you had.
Yeah, the Titan XP, which I bought like I want to say 5 years ago now. So it's showing its age quite vividly now. But I got a 3080 Ti coming, so that should perk it up a little. Should. Doesn't mean it will. It means it should. But you never know. Yeah. All in good time. Is a buncher rolling? Oh, I think we got enough wood down right now anyway. Where's Maverick? He's supposed to be here to bunch everything. He's probably in camp now.
Where's the buncher?
I don't know. So we're up in the block here. We've kind of made like a solitary block here now where we're trying to do everything. I can't remember how we got this wood over here. I can't remember. I think we trekked most of it with... Well, actually, this looks like he bunched most of it into these big piles. Oh, these are actually nice little decks. Everybody gets to be a processor operator. Look under your chair. You're a processor operator. I'm just cutting sixes now because we're gonna do some shorts here. But I don't really care. I either do 12s or 6s. That seems to be the best for getting things done. But yeah, no, I'm really stoked to go actually run an actual. I've been playing with this little hoe that we have at our one place there for the last week, just kind of like moving garbage around and metal around with it. Just got a little bucket with a thumb on it, nothing too wild, but yeah, hopefully this other gig will work out and go unload log trucks and stuff. That'd be pretty sweet. I'm pretty stoked for that. And it's right in town.
Early mornings.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, the problem is I work till 11 o'clock at night, and then those guys I think are up and starting. Like the trucks are rolling in at 6. So I don't know how the hell that's gonna work, but it'll just be a lot of lack of sleep, or I'll have to figure something out with the boss guy there. But man, I'll just be making so much money, I don't really care anymore. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Or till some kind of debilitating health issue happens because of it. One or the other.
That's generally what happens.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for punishment. I'm like, oh, another job? Sure, I can fit that into my 20 minutes before I go to sleep and wake up again. But I don't know. I've always liked working. Actually, I like money. I think that's the biggest problem. I don't really enjoy working at a lot of places, but I do like money, and that's kind of a problem. So
Yep.
a lot of people seem to like money. I don't understand what that's all about.
I say work when you can, right?
Yeah, well, that's it. I invest lots of it now and save up lots of it, so I'm kind of like, well, you know, I won't be able to do this in 25 years probably. I'll be pretty pooped by then, so if I do all this hardcore work now and get it out and save it right and not spend it all, at least I know I'll be a lot safer for retirement and stuff if I need to, or have a good nest egg saved up and Yeah. That's the plan anyway. Whether that'll actually happen or maybe the world will end before then. Who knows?
The way things are going now.
Yeah. I was gonna say we're not too far off the concept, but some days I'm like, man, I wish it would just end so that I don't have to deal with all this crap.
All this freedom convoy stuff.
Oh yeah, wild. Wild. Yeah, they have them all up here locally, and everybody's rolling around doing their thing. I mean, I'm 50-50 on both sides. Like, I understand health-wise they're trying to stop a pandemic from happening, blah, 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 blah. But the way they've gone about it here is just the most obscene, stupid crap, like, and it just, like, makes no sense. Like, if we would have actually shut down properly at the beginning, like New Zealand and some of the other countries did, where they locked down everything and everything was actually stopped, it probably would have worked. But we're so far past that now that, like, it's like putting a Band-Aid on an arm that got ripped off. Like, you know, it's nothing you can do now, and everybody's just getting tired of it, and they're kind of just pull the ripcord, let it go, see what happens. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'm on board with that convoy, man. I get it. Like, everybody's sick and tired of this shitty government that we have, and I try not to be too political, but I'm sick of it, man. Like, just
well, I heard that if you have to be vaccinated to drive a semi up there.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
Why?
Well,
And you have to wear. I've heard you had to wear a mask while you're driving a semi alone too.
Yeah, I think that one was a bit of a made up one, because I don't think that's like at your check facilities and stuff where there's other people they want you to do it or something. But like, you don't have to drive with a mask on. That's a little far fetched. But
Yeah, like,
to make everybody get vaccinated, just like because they're crossing the border, I don't know. That's pretty wild, man. It's like, I understand what they're trying to do, but the way they went about it and the way they rolled it out, like, if they would have done it properly and actually, like, announced it, gave it 6 months, you know, let people actually work on it. And I mean, most truckers are actually, like, a good portion of them are vaccinated already. Like, at least all the ones I know are. But they're all still against it too, even though they're vaccinated, because they're just like, this is getting too much. Like, where does it stop, you know? And I'm totally on board with them. I get it.
My dad's vaxxed, and he's been a trucker for like my whole life, and
yeah,
he thinks it's funny because, you know, they're fighting to not get vaccinated, and I understand that part too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It shouldn't be forced on anybody, but at the same time, he goes, well, what about the fact that, you know, like, we lose so much money and we don't get paid like professionals and stuff like that? Like, why not fight for those rights?
Well, and that's it. Like, and like, there seems to be like kind of a mixed bag of concern from everybody. It's not like, it doesn't feel like it's one thing. Like, I know the news is trying to pitch it as like, oh, they're just anti-vaxxers, that's the only reason. But like, if you read all the stuff on the sides of those trucks, like, there's way more concern. It's just pissed off truckers in general about like so many things, you know, outside of the vaccine.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's pay or just their roads suck, their wages suck. They're like, you know, I think it's just finally everybody got together and said like, okay, well, let's use this movement to just be mad about everything we've been getting dicked on for the past so long. And power to them. I mean, that's
People are listening. Let's use the voice now.
Why not? That's what I totally agree. I was just like, man, it seems like crazy to me that they're such an essential people, like essential job, essential service, and people are just like, they're nothing. You know, they're idiots. And it's like, okay, well, I always love that they had those posts about like what would happen after, was it like a month of no trucks traveling anymore? Like how economy would basically just fold and shut down. It's totally true. Like, people don't realize how much they rely on those deliveries and people bringing stuff to locations, right? It's pretty crazy. It's like electricity, same thing. They say like, if the power ever went out, like electricity died or whatever, like it would take, I think they said 1 week or 2 weeks for an entire city to just turn into like back in the like primal early days, basically, because people would just go.
I think it's 10 days without alignment.
10 days, yeah. And then they go crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. People are crazy. We're animals. That's just, we like to think we're above that, but man, we're only so many steps away from just going back to being a bunch of monkeys. We're so civilized with our avocado toast. And we're like, yeah, but you know what? You take that avocado toast away and every other food source for like, 2 or 3 days. I'm pretty sure you'd rip off the arm of somebody if you were really hungry, so. And then suddenly you're not so posh anymore. But yeah, I don't know. There's some pretty interesting studies and stuff about like this primal humans and the separation of how long it would take to bring them back to their old animal ways. But we try not to get to that point. That's the theory anyway. But yeah, I think everybody's getting a little tired of the old pandemic stuff. And now, like, I mean, you can go for months and days and years reading conspiracy theories and buying into whatever you want, but like, I see the drug companies and I see them pushing stuff super hard, like, booster doses and pills and like all kinds of these magical things that just suddenly came out of the woodwork. And I'm like, look at their profit margins. Like, those guys are probably billions per quarter more than they were making before. So yeah, of course they're going to tell every government, oh my God, now you need this one. And now you need this one. Double down on these, because if we sell you another 50,000 of these, we'll make another billion. Like, at one point, the government's got to go like, okay, are we getting scammed by the drug companies too? Like, come on. They're not there for their own entertainment to save mankind. Like, Big Pharma's out to make a buck, man. That's how they do it. I have a couple friends down in the States that actually worked for some big pharmacy companies. Well, I had one friend, a girl who worked here in Canada, and then she actually moved to the States because she makes way more money as a pharmacist down there. She's like a pharmacist head manager, whatever the hell they are. And she was telling me these funny things about how in the States it's a lot more clear. Like, drug companies will straight up tell pharmacists or doctors, like, hey, if you can sell a bunch more of these to your clients, we'll pay you this huge bonus. And they're like straight up about it down in the States because it's not really against the law. Like, the rules are a little bit different down there.
Right.
But she's like, in Canada they do the same thing, but they do it in like a really subtle, weird way with some doctors where they can offer certain special advantage programs and da-da-da-da, stuff like that kind of equals out to it without being illegal, so you're still kind of like bribing them. It's pretty funny. And she's like, yeah, I got like all these crazy like programs and then like free flight tickets and like all this stuff just for like promoting certain brands. I'm like, that seems like a little sketch.
Wow.
I was like, do you actually know if it's any better? She's like, well, I mean, she's like, we do our due diligence to make sure that the drug is in the same classification, but she's like, for the most part, we don't actually know if it's, that much better for the person versus a different one. But of course, because we're getting incentives, why wouldn't we sell this one over the other one? So I'm like, man, that sounds so sketchy. It's like, that's kind of beyond science. That's more of a sales game at that point, marketing.
Yeah.
But so when I hear stuff from like professionals in the field that I know, then I'm kind of like, okay, now let's look at that on like a big scale with like, companies like Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. Like, they're not there because they're, like I said, trying to save mankind. I mean, look, when they first started making vaccines, it was like a friggin' race. Like, they were like, I want to do it first. Whoever can do it first makes the most money. And yeah, now they're all just coining it. So of course they're going to push that stuff. So as much as I want to believe it's all for a good cause, I mean, like, I don't know, man. I've been involved in the financial world too long to know, or to think that it's all for fun and happiness. And humans are greedy, so of course they're going to want every dime. You think the CEO of Pfizer right now is going like, man, I'm so glad how many people we saved? Or is he going like, can you believe what we made this quarter? Show the investors.
Buying another yacht somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. Man, I'm going to get a Porsche, and I'm going to weld it to my other Porsche. Yeah.
Exactly.
Why? Because I got the money to do it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty controversial subject, but I just don't care anymore. I think it's funny as hell. Yeah, and then, like I said, now, like, just online in general, I mean, people just pitted the people against the people everywhere. It doesn't matter what you believe anymore. There's 100 million theories, and whichever one you support, there's 100 million more that, go against your theory and their theory and da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, and so many people are so butthurt by it that they'll lose friends over it
Oh,
instead of
yeah.
just having a valid
and
argument
I
or
don't
disagreement.
judge. Yeah, and I don't judge anyone because I'm just too chill for that shit. I just don't care. Like I'm like, if you believe in something, like I don't even care like what it is. You know, I'm the same way. Like I personally like religion. Religion's always a good one. I personally am not religious. That's me. I wasn't raised that way, and I don't believe in it, and that's my thing. But people who do believe in it and stuff, that's something they chose to believe in, and I don't have anything against them. If you're running around and you're pushing that on people in a very, profound way, then I have a problem with it. But if it's something you believe in, whatever it is, if you have a god or a sacred coconut or whatever the hell your thing is, like, I'm not going to be like, oh, put that guy down, beat his ass up because he believes in this. Like, I don't care, man. It's your gig. Do whatever you want. But it's some of the people are just so pushy, like whether it's religion or this COVID stuff or anything, they're just like in your face about it and like, you have to do what I say because that's the way. And it's like, no, actually I don't. I don't have to do any of that. But like I said, I'm too chill for the judging people. Like you said, losing friends and stuff over it. I'm like, I don't really care. And I know some people who are like super anti everything, anti-vax, anti-mask, and like these other people are like, oh my god, he's an anti whatever. Did you hear about this guy? He's an anti. It's like, who cares? Like, it's like he's still the same person just because he hates a cause. Whatever. I always wonder, and I know, like, I hate to, because everybody always relates this to, World War II and Nazis and stuff, but like, I wonder if during the time of when the whole, Nazi imprisonment thing was happening, do you think there were Germans that were, for the Jewish people and then Germans who were against them, and then the Germans basically pitting against each other in the same way that we are right now about the vaccines? Like, it's got to be similar socially, hey? Like, got to be.
So.
Oh yeah, it's got to be.
Like, you know how it's like, oh, well, he likes the Jewish people, and then the other guy's like, oh yeah, he's one of those Jew lover people, right? And you're like, holy cow, like, that's so similar to what's going on right now. I know it's not the same scale, but like that, like socially, like that's got to be how that starts, right? And then when you can pit the people against each other, the government can just walk in and basically control. I mean, that's pretty advanced because they actually had a plan to be a bad government that did bad things. I don't think our government's that organized, but ours is more like, I don't know what we're doing, but hope it works out. That's kind of more accurate for what we got going on for sure. And then in the States, you guys, your government seems to be not too far off ours, kind of all over the place, hey? Figuring out what they want to do.
Whoever can get whoever more money.
Well, yeah, it seems to be it. It's always the money game.
Our two-party political system isn't the greatest down here.
No. Larry, are you in this machine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
I didn't know what you guys were.
No, it's all good. I just wanted to make sure it was you in there because sometimes the game like kicks people out and makes a thing out of it.
Yeah, I noticed that in a few sessions I've been in before. Not really. I don't know how to fix that.
I don't either. I think you have to restart the game. I think it's the only way.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna start bunching a little here then.
Yeah, if there's any other machine I can do processor and log loader, but when it comes to buncher, I'm not gonna be able to do
worries.
that, guys, so.
No worries, man. Whatever you're comfortable with and whatever's available, just hop in something and have fun. Oh, now I got to use both feet. I was being lazy, but now I have to use both. There we go. In the processor, I was just being lazy and using one foot because I tucked the other one under my knee and I was just chilling. And then I was like, man, now in the buncher, I can't really use one foot. It's too many buttons.
I was gonna bunch, but it looked like there was a lot of wood on the ground, so I just kept.
No, that's fair. Yeah, Larry, you can probably start loading some of that stuff if you want. I think there's only one log trailer.
I was gonna save. Yeah, there's only one log trailer. And
well,
I'm just going along the road here.
That's all that's left up there is whoever's loading that other stuff. That's all that's left up there. There's nothing left. So after he's done that, we'll just bring it there and we can load from down here. Just keep one area. We don't need to keep moving around.
Yeah, my boss, I'm regularly a log truck driver in real life, but my boss just recently told me he's going to actually start training me in one of these. So
in a loader?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Where do you drive? What part of the world?
I drive from Southern Oregon up to about Middle Washington, and then I kind of go back and forth.
Oh, sweet. Whoops. What type of loaders do they have there? Just like the dangle ones, or what?
Yeah, mostly the dangle ones.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really have the grapples we have here on the game, but it's mostly the.
It's funny,
dangle
hey?
ones.
I hear that about the States. It's not very popular to have fixed heads down there. I think it's just like a here thing or something.
I love the fixed head compared. It's so much easier.
Yeah. I've never run a dangle head in real life. I've run fixed heads a few times, but I guess this week I'll have a real good experience with got a big SF clam, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, no, I've never used the dangle ones ever. So, oh, there's Maverick stealing his buncher here.
The dangles, from what I saw from other people using the dangle grapple, there's some techniques that you can get down. Like if a log is like in a very weird, awkward spot, you can kind of like swing the grapple and grab onto a log. It's kind of cool how they do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what else I saw down in like the south with buncher operators watching them work? They like have this weird method where they like whip the logs over top of the buncher head and let it kind of like slide off the top to make it land kind of like the way they need it. It's pretty neat.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like they like, I don't even know how to describe it. Just type in like, if you're on YouTube, go look at like southern logging or swamp logging kind of stuff. And they kind of like pitch it off the side and then use the tongs as it falls to like flip it. Oh, it's so weird. I was like, man, I've never seen anything. It's a hell of a skill. Hells of a skill level. Well, Maverick's in game, but he's not in chat. What's he doing?
I was gonna say, like around where I am, I've seen guys grab real high up, like, and then sometimes even I'll grab real high up on spruces.
Oh yeah.
Cut them, and then you open your arms and let it slide right down, and it kind of like de-limbs it for you too.
Oh really? Oh okay.
Yeah.
There's Maverick. What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
Good, man. I'm running around your buncher waiting for you here.
Are ya?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Get your butt in here. I was just cutting down some random stuff. Really wish I could fix. Well, I don't know. Got a new guy doing scripting, so he says he might have a way to fix the buncher tree disappearing issue. So.
Oh yeah.
I hope to hear more about that, but I haven't heard anything yet. Okay, buncher's all yours, Captain. How many processors we got? 3? Wow, look at that. 3 processors. Holy. Tense. Super tense. How much log truck do we have? Oh, he's just grabbing that bundle there. Oh, and there's one more back here. I think these are longs, though, so yeah, I don't blame you.
That's why I skipped it.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about that.
So we're just doing the big bunch thing again?
Yeah, I'm just doing that for now. Next week, when we play, we'll have a skidder, so that'll help. And we can do a little bit more. But yeah, right now I'm just building Gymundo piles and processing away.
Practicing.
Truck to you.
You were... What's that? Sorry, remember?
I said I was just practicing. I was on my own map running a buncher, getting ready.
Oh, good. See? Warmed up now.
You started early. I was like, hey.
This week I get to go run a loader similar to what you're sending all those pictures of. What are you in? Are you in a John Deere?
Yeah, John Deere.
Oh, okay.
54.
Oh yeah,
last week I've been running a 2636 or something like that, a bigger one. All of these.
This week I get what do I get? A Medill 2800 with just a big clam on it, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully go unload some log trucks, so that'll be fun.
I've ran a couple of them. I actually ran the new 3000 too for a while.
Yeah, I've seen the 3000. We have one at the mill where my wife works there, but we don't. I've never actually been in it. Apparently, it breaks down a lot.
Oh really?
Yeah, just def problems and derating and just being stupid.
Get rid of that crap.
Yeah, and that's the first thing that needs to go. But
probably want to let those straps turn off there before I put these on the bottom. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, the Medill's the first machine I ever like actually ran at the mill, and that was with a big button top head on it. That was pretty fun. It was a total piece of crap though, because it had like, I don't know, like almost 40,000 hours on it, and it was just like end of life pretty much. Was not well maintained either. Swing brake in the cab was toast. Swing motor in the head was like, I don't even know if it had one. It like loads would just come at you if you kept spinning. You'd have to like backpedal so hard to try to make it from hitting the cab. It was pretty funny. I was like, this is...
The bunch I ever really ran had 40,000 hours on it.
Oh yeah?
That buncher head on it had 55,000 hours. And
That's somebody pushing the money to the limits there.
Oh yeah, he was a cheap bugger.
Oh yeah. You kind of have to in that industry though. Jesus, man. Shit's so expensive to buy.
Well, there's cheap and then there's just idiotic.
Well, yeah, that's it. If your stuff's breaking apart, it's costing you more money or hurting people or whatever, then, you know, smarten up.
I was coming out of the bush. I worked night shift for this guy, so every night at 3 o'clock I was coming out with one track dragging down the buncher head.
Oh, yeah?
Just going through the rails and pins every day.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a brand new set of, whole new set of tracks sitting at home.
But he's like, oh, we'll just run that out till it's absolutely, practically back to the earth with it before it's,
Yeah. Wanted to make breakup. Finally, I said, I'm not coming to work unless you change it.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, I can't do this. Bunch half the night with one track.
Yeah.
Keep losing your idler. Kept moving everything down the trail a little bit. So.
Oh, yeah. Just piece by piece, yeah. A little bit of buncher out there for everybody, hey? Yeah. Frick. That's brutal. Oh, well.
Actually, good with one track, too.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can make it work, eh?
You guys have to.
Just slay. And we're just making a processor consortment here. So work on a pile, and then next processor walk up to the next pile, and next pile, and next pile. Let's have some fun. And we're actually